Monday the 18th, and I really don't have much on my mind. I was just reading the comments from the last video or two. I appreciate them, folks. We are connected. The person who said they had a sense that they knew what I was going to say, that's real. Yeah, you know, I think more of us have it and don't pay attention to it, or we're never given an inclination that we have this ability to feel, see, and hear, and just recognize things beyond just exactly what's in front of our face. So that's cool, you know. The person who said they kind of could feel me, you know, what was going on with me. How am I today? Big thought on my mind today is hoping for the best for everyone that's going back to work. The auto plants are reopening. Many people are trying to normalize. I thoroughly understand it and understand the need, because this is difficult. And this is psychologically very difficult for everyone in this prolonged state of shutdown. So that's what I'm hoping for today, that, you know, people safely go back to work and that we don't create a second wave. Yesterday was a nice, quiet day. Really didn't do too much. Did a bunch of housework, actually. And I played some music. But I'm reading the Allen Holdsworth book. Thank you, Matt. You know, when people send me music and I review it, oftentimes I don't go back and listen to that music for a long time. So part of what's on my mind to do this week is to revisit some things that I've gotten, that I've reviewed but have not listened to since then. Here's something that I've had for a while, and it's still in the computer. Haven't listened to this much. Enjoyed it last night. Guitarist Rene Lussier with Chris Cutler and John Derome. 3 Sweet Peace. And this strikes me as it's in the rock and opposition wheelhouse. You all know what I mean when I say rock and opposition. The whole school of music. Henry Cowell, Art Zoid, Universe Zero, Picchio dal Pozzo, that whole scene. This kind of fits in with that. It's semi-serious, but it's like somebody. I get the impression that these are some written pieces, and that would probably be really enjoyable to play them. That's what I was thinking as I listened. Well, this would probably be fun to play. This is something that someone sent to me that I didn't get into right away, so I put it on last night. Bernd Konrad. He's plays horn, and he's a music professor, apparently. These are 2 pieces of his, called one Marilyn, one called The Whale. I got into the Marilyn piece. It's a spoken word piece about Marilyn Monroe, and the music is good. It's kind of thick and, again, orchestral. I like that. I like big shapes. I like it when the music is so big that it's not right away apparent what it's all about. I also like it, too, when people are able to make music that's real descriptive. It's like you can tell that the music is, we're in a car going down the road now, or we're at sea and there's a foghorn in the distance. I love stuff like that as well. So I pulled this, just for the hell of it, played it. I have Wow by Moby Grape, plus the album that came out with it, Grape Jam. And this came up because I was reading, and then Mike Bloomfield's name came up, and then I watched a documentary on him, and it was interesting to see the true story of how the Electric Flag got started. It was a Mike Bloomfield thing, and the way they discovered Buddy Miles really made a difference. And anyway, I'm just really proud of the legacy of Omaha musicians. Buddy Miles and others have made great contributions. this is jammy, and they play more blues on it than I care for, but I just, I have it, so I said, let me listen to it. About a fourth of this was enjoyable. I get bored with the blues real quick. But I still have the album, and if I had an opportunity to sell it, would I sell it? Not necessarily. At this point, I might kind of like, well, just keep everything. I saw another comment where the folks commented on, I need a bigger house. I'm out of room. This is one of those records I had bought recently, a reissue, Weidorje, Patrick Gauthier. It blows my mind, the keyboardist of this band is a friend of mine on Facebook, and he just contacts me, like we actually know each other. That really feels good. And a little chit-chat about music. I love that, but this album is powerful. Played both sides. You can tell that it comes off of the Magma thing, but it's not Magma. This is really good. Another old album that might seem like something I wouldn't have. That's why I say to folks, as you might be watching me for 10 years, but you still can't say you know me, Hot Tuna Burgers. The folks from Jefferson Airplane with Papa John Creech on the violin. So the main thrust of this album, the kind of the hoedowny country sort of feel, which I'm really, really not drawn to anymore. There was a time that I had patience for it. Don't have much patience for it now. There's a particular song on here that stands out. The Water Song. Have you all heard that? That's a standout. It is. It really stands out from this album, and it just makes it well worth keeping this album, The Water Song. But boogie and blues and all that, hey mama wanna dance, see, it takes me back to my youth, and I just really realized what the purpose of the boogie music was. It was for sex. And I'm human, so I'm sexual, but I'm also really, really pretty in the head, cerebral. I really was willing to become a monk, and live a hermetic life. And so consequently, that part of music where it's a social construct to help people come together and loosen up and have sex and have kids, that part has never appealed to me. Well, it doesn't appeal to me anymore, even less. It's just like, that's what this music's about. When there's good players, I can get into the playing for a while, but mostly it's the repetition of the blues patterns and stuff. I don't need to hear that shit ever again. So I'm looking here. Okay, so there was a couple more things. Dzyan, D-Z-Y-A-N, out of Germany. This is an original. This is not a reissue. This is an original on Bacillus. Look it up. This is a collector's item. This is unusual. Still, there's no band that sounds like this. It's a very, very interesting mixture of Eastern, maybe Moroccan, with a German sensibility of jazz and freak out. Time Machine. They changed a lot in their short history. I used to have the other one with the really freaky cover. God knows, again, it's like when I think about the records I had, and it's like I really was mentally unwell to sell those records. I regret it. I do. This was really, really good. Really wild. Real good. Anything else here? Yeah. This came out during the New Age boom. But this is more like Larry Fast of Synergy. Garry Hughes, Sacred Cities. This is a good one here. This is not treacle. This could almost be prog. It could almost be a prog album. Sacred Cities, Garry Hughes. Played the whole album. Really good. Partly what got me to do this is that online, Tim Guthrie and Roger Simonson were... Tim Guthrie got this thread going in one of the groups about Queex pressings and pressings of records where if you hold it up to the light, you can see through them. They're slightly transparent. And I was thinking to myself, well, the Audion label did that for a while, so I was looking to see what I had. This isn't one of them, but I'm glad that I pulled it and played it. And that is all that I haven't played for you. I'm going to leave it there. 10 minutes today. It's the beginning of a week. People are going back to work. I'm sincerely hoping that we dodge a bullet here. That somehow this... It's human nature. We can't... You know, we need each other, and we need the social activity. We do. So I just hope that we don't regret this push back to normalcy or back to work. That's the main thing. I hope that we pull it off. I do. Stay safe, everyone.